Trump Jr. and Charlie Kirk and others fly out to Greenland.
So random.
Is this them, by the way? So they fly out to Greenland, and Trump says, hey, we should be doing something with Greenland. They fly out. If you want to play this clip, go for it. This is Junior in Greenland.
Guys, we're here in Nuuk, Greenland. This is the founder, 1721. That yellow house with the red top, that was his original spot. That's where he moved. This is where it all started out here. Just incredible scenery. Super cool stuff.
I think the population in Greenland, if I'm not mistaken, is 56,000. I don't know what the number is.
That is correct.
Is it? Okay, so 56,000 Greenland. While this is taking place, Fetterman is being interviewed, okay? And Fetterman compares Trump's Greenland talk to Louisiana Purchase. What?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's similar to that. And then got people asking and saying, well, maybe he's got a point. Rob, is this the one here? Go ahead and play this clip here with Republican Fetterman. I'm sorry, no, Democratic. Yeah, go ahead and play this clip here.
I think there'll be more of these parts. Go ahead.
Can I talk about like there's a lot of talk about Greenland, for example. Now, and I know there's a lot of freakouts, you know, and of course I would never support taking it by force. But I do think it's a responsible conversation if they were open to acquiring it and, you know, whether just buying it outright. I mean, if anyone think that's bonkers, it's like, well, remember the Louisiana Purchase? Oh, I think Alaska was a great deal too. $50 million, I think it was. It was referred to as Seward's Folly.
Replace that D with an R.
Now. So yeah. I mean, you know, open to having all kinds of conversations as well. And now I don't think it's not helpful to freak out, but some things might work out, some may not. But that's part of an ongoing dialogue. But he hasn't even taken office in 2 weeks, and you know, we really need to pace ourselves if we're going to freak out over every last tweet or every last conversation or press conference. Because, I
like it. I like it.
We show Rob. Rob is dressing like John Fetterman.
We are here to work together, and some things we can agree or disagree. But I think that's how DC works.
And you all have a great.
Can I bring up just some of the financial?
Well, I've always liked John Manchin. I mean Fetterman and
Joe Manchin.
Right over your head, dude. Right over your head.
Remember, Joe Manchin is his guy.
That's his guy.
So have a little respect. He introduced him to us, but go ahead.
Jesus for him.
Yep. So there's a couple of things going on in Greenland, and let's talk about them. Right now, Greenland is people look at the map and it looks giant. It's actually only about 3 times the size of Texas, and it's about 20% the size of the continental United States. That's how big it is. And it has, you're correct, that's the population. And by the way, Game 1 of the World Series was 53,300. So Greenland's population was roughly Game 1 of the World Series.
You always got to bring up the World Series.
No.
He has to, bro.
But
Tom, you're saying that it's humongous and there's only 50,000 people living there.
No, I'm saying that.
What would it look like?
Let me get to it. Why all this discussion on it? Because our president-elect is crazy like a fox.
What?
China has been attempting to get mineral extraction rights in Greenland. Greenland has massive quantities of the elements and minerals that are necessary for EVs and future battery production. And what percent of light earth elements and heavy earth elements does the EU need
batteries
from China? 81% of light minerals and elements and 90% of heavy elements. That's the EU. They need that stuff to make batteries and stuff. They're getting 81% of one and 90% of the other from China. China is looking to corner the world market on the things that make batteries for EVs and other precious metals that are needed in the future. Greenland is rich and full of this stuff, but the 56,000 people and their government, they don't want what is estimated to be, ready for this? 75,000 immigrants over 10 years to come work in the mines and to industrialize all this. And the people of Greenland are like, wait, whoa. They don't basically want to be overrun with workers and to have the countryside, turned into open mining. So Greenland doesn't want that. Then the Dutch don't have the full bankroll to help all that because you're going to need, what are you going to need? More fire stations, more police, more roads built, more infrastructure. If you have that many people building, there's going to be a building boom. So Trump is up there because of 3 reasons of strategic importance. And here they are. Take a look at this map today in the Wall Street Journal. You have Greenland up there, and now it's shown it as its actual size, because on maps, they get distorted. Greenland looks big. That's the actual size of Greenland. You can see it.
Yeah, on maps, it looks bigger than U.S., but it's not. It's about the size of, what is it, Texas?
2.5 Texas.
Yeah, 2.5 Texas, right.
That's
Exactly.
not small.
So now take care.
It's massive.
We have a space base. There are rare earth deposits on the tip south of Nuuk, which is their capital, which is where Don Jr. was filming from. And take a look at all the Northeast Passage and all the discussion we've had about, have we not heard about defense and the strategic Arctic submarine routes, and that we want to make sure we have a presence there because the Russians just run around there without any. So there is a military issue to it. There is the mineral issue to it. And there is national security because we don't want to be reliant on China. Now, China has been rebuffed a couple times by the government up there to start the big mining projects. But Trump is crazy like a fox. He knows that this has strategic importance for the military and for the minerals. And what Trump wants is a situation similar to Puerto Rico. Denmark, if you can't afford this, you're a little light this week. We've got all the money we need.
Ooh, Tom,
we'll
I
take
like your
care of
Trump.
it. Right. So this is Adam, right? We'll do it. And that's what Trump is talking about. So he is rationally talking about protecting something that would be really important. But who else would it be important? It would also be important to the EU that is 81 and 90% reliant on these heavy minerals and light earth minerals to China. And so China may have a troubled economy here as we talk on Tuesday, Pat, but they're still playing the long game on this, and they are desperate to control Greenland. Trump wants to get there first and also not let the EU and Denmark sit around for 10 years. What are we going to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? He wants to say, no, let's make a decision. Let's do this now. And this is what's going on. This is a very smart strategic move. And today, as I was putting this together today, the last thing I pulled up, June 9th, 4:30 a.m. So I pulled everything. I'm ready for today. Article from the Information. The electric. China wants to block the West from catching up in battery technology. And I'm like, well, there you have it. And how do you do that? You cut off the supply of all the minerals it takes to make those batteries, or you control where all the minerals are in the world.
I actually think Trump is very interested in this. If you remember, he brought this up in 2019. Some of this other stuff, Panama Canal, Canada, 50%, this is all sort of just, bluster, throwing it out there. He threw this out there in 2019. People were like, what is wrong with this guy? But in reality, if you actually look at it, it's actually crazy like a fox. You're thinking, what's wrong with him? Is only Trump would think of this art of the deal? No. There's actually a president called Harry Truman who actually made an offer for Greenland right after World War II in 1946. He offered how much? $100 million. Okay. So there's precedent for buying massive territory. You brought up Alaska. I think America bought Alaska off Russia in the 1860s for like $7 million, which is the equivalent of basically $140 million. We know the Louisiana Purchase in the early 1800s, I think 1803. Alexander Jackson, I want to say, $15 million, which is the equivalent of $500 million. But if you sort of, they're trying to basically give an estimate of what it would be worth today. They're basically saying it'd be worth anywhere between $200 billion to $1.7 trillion. I don't know. Art of the deal this thing up, but Tom brought up a couple different points. It's economic, it's safety, it's security, it's strategy, it's geopolitical. I think we have one of our air bases there, home to the Tool Air Base, it's called, which is home to the missile defense system. This is a massive strategic move by Trump. One of your favorite presidents was George W. Bush. It's called strategery, guys. My favorite thing, strategery. So we're going to see what happens with this.
You know what it was when you hire someone on your behalf, you think about how they handle meetings when you're not there. Okay. So, the last few weeks, I've been having every day. It happened again yesterday. Oh my God, I can't tell you how grateful I am because I've had a hard time getting a hold of you and because, and I kept thinking maybe you just didn't want to talk to me. I said, I don't even know you were trying to get a hold of me. Well, I would text you or a person and he would never get back to me. I'm like, okay. If I tell you this has happened 50 times, I'm giving you a small number, right? So in your mind, you have to think about who is going to make you look good, look better, and negotiate and represent you on your behalf. Do you remember when we talked about this 10 months ago, 9 months ago, when you're voting for a president, right? Do you want Kamala negotiating for you, or do you want Trump negotiating for you? Do you want Biden negotiating for you, or do you want Trump negotiating for you? And you can go and add anybody else you want on this list negotiating on your behalf. This is exactly why people voted for him, because they're convinced he's going to negotiate on behalf of America, thinking about not just the next 5 moves, but the next 10, 15, 20, 30 moves of America for the next 40 years. Not just the next 4 years, not just the next 8 years, the next 40 years. And he's proven it with the way he's coming out while he's just a president-elect. Think about how much noise he's made just as a president-elect during this time. I can only imagine what things he's going to be working on. This morning, we're announcing limited edition hats because inauguration is on the 20th. Not this Monday, but it's the following Monday. These hats are hats that we've been working on having for a while. It's the 45-47 Future Looks Bright hat with the American flag on the side and the VT logo on the side, and it's numbered. And if you look at the inside, it's the limited edition ones are the only ones where you see Future Looks Bright everywhere on the inside, and they're numbered 1 out of 50. These are going to go for $99. These will go in no time, and they'll sell on eBay. We see them all the time for $500,000, $2,000. Some of them sell for $3,000. This will go for in no time, the $250, numbered in no time, okay? Now, there's matching shirts that comes with this, okay, with 45-47 Future Looks Bright, with the American flag on the back, with Valuetainment. Rob has the one with white 45-47 on it, if the camera can zoom in on Rob, okay? Vinny's got the one with the gray. If you can put this over there, Vinny, with you, and he's got the sweater. So we have the shirt, the sweater, and then there's additional. These are the numbered ones. Then we have these additional ones. That's 45-47, red, white, and blue. This is not a lot of supply. But here's what we're doing. The shirts are also here with it. For those of you that are proud that this victory took place and you supported him and you believe the future looks bright and you like all these challenges he's putting out there with folks reacting saying, wait a minute, we should call Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America. Yes. What's going on with Greenland? All these policies coming up with, if you support him and you support Valuetainment, you might want to go get the skier. And anything you purchase today, we just made this announcement 30 minutes ago. I had a call with our VP of Finance, Tom and Chris from Merch. 100% of all purchase. Guys, we're going to have probably one of the biggest, that's going to be the biggest day of 2025 in purchases today because we've been working to launch these hats in a long time, the 45-47. 100% of purchases made all day today, 24 hours, will go to families that are being affected by the fires in California. By the way, we're not giving the money to a charity and then, hey, here, do whatever you want to do with it. We want families that are being affected. You're saying somebody, your mother lost that. I'm getting stories that are coming in right now with, it just doesn't make sense what's going on there. The worst fire they've had ever in Southern California. People are being decimated, devastated. Stories, people that build houses that have been living there for 20, 30, 40 years, generationally living in Palisades are being affected by it. But I'm talking average day-to-day families, folks that are affected. Send us a story, Manek, whatever other way you want to get a hold of us. If there's stories that we want directly, hearing those testimonies, whatever we sell today, 100% is going to families affected by the fire in California. So if you watch Valuetainment, you watch PBD Podcast, you're a fan of this, whatever you purchase, you're not just purchasing that. And I'm not saying profits, 100% of revenue today from merch, not just profit. That could be a very big number. 100% of revenue is going to go to families in California.
Amen.
Support the cause. I lived there for 24 years of my life. Everywhere I've lived, I've never lived in a place more than California. It's a very special place for me. I have some of my favorite people in the world that live over there, some of my favorite memories over there. I got married in California, too. My boys were born in California. Tom and I met in California. My wife and I met in California. Relationships, all of those memories, I want to make sure we do our part to support those in California. Thank you for your support. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.